Hello, my Lego friends. It's Callie. I'm back. We are now going to start with our Lego Build the Playground. And I just to let you know that this is going to be an extremely long video only because I'm going to take from the basics and kind of go up to what the plan is for the Lego build. And you're going to want to try to keep track of which ones you've built. So think of a system, any system that works for you. I like to get just a folder. I took this out of my kid's binder, so it's a bit torn, but that's okay. And you're going to want to start adding to it. So I had a little 3-prong piece here. We can just start adding notes and whatever you want to this. And this will be kind of like your study guide for all the builds that we're going to create. And I kind of started here. I've labeled all the things that we're doing. And of course, you can label it however you like to do it. We're going to start with the base, which I had written as the number one thing. And it should be the number one thing that you start with every single time is the base, where you're going to build whatever it is that you're going to build. In our case, it's going to be the playground. So right now we're going to start with the base. And since we've done that, I'm going to cross that out. Now, you, however, are going to want to put down kind of like where you found this video from, YouTube, and you're going to write the title. And whatever that is for any of these builds, you're going to start adding. So for mine, I'm going to add the base. I'm going to add it into here. That way, I have a reference of what we're doing this whole time through. So if you need to pause the video, go grab yourself some paper, maybe a hole punch, a folder, and we can start keeping track of all the cool builds you're going to make and create and come up with. And of course, it's not going to look like mine. It's going to look something completely different because the Legos and what you have is going to be somewhat different from what I have. I might have a 14 by 6. You might have a 20 by 8. So these are all going to be quite different. So here is my little folder. I've added the paper, and I already know what I'm going to do, so I added it before. But right now, we're going to go with the base, and that's what we're going to do now. And again, mine is going to be completely different than yours. So I started with this giant board. It's probably like 30 by 30. I haven't really counted it, but it's pretty big, it's pretty large. And here's another one. I'm going to add these two together. And how you stick them together is completely up to you. You can do it however you want. I'm going to add mine probably side by side. So it's going to look a lot like this. That's how it's going to be. And you're wondering, how are you going to add it so it stays? So I'm going to add it together. And I'm going to probably take one of these. It's kind of missing 2, but it's got 2 on the end. Now, if you don't have this piece, that's okay. You can always use something like this, right? It's a 1 by 4. Or, if you wanted to, you could add a 4 by 6. Now what I have done to keep it easier, do I have that with me? I've made a little cheat sheet. And my cheat sheet tells me what the measurements are. So you ever want to know, sure you can buy one of these, but I made this a while back ago. I can put it against whatever it is it tells me the size of each piece. So that's a 6. And I have them written down this line, and it goes left and right. That makes it really easy for me when I want to find something. I just kind of lie it flat. That's a 6. That's an 8. That's a 4, and it's pretty easy. I kind of have a system in place that makes it really easy to find the pieces if I want to measure it, so I don't have to count. It really saves me a lot of time. Now with building these, you want to kind of put it in place before you build it. So I'm going to use this piece and hook that in place. Clipped it nicely. Now if I wanted to, I'll add that, which I will since I have it. Now those are secure. They're not going anywhere. Now if you wanted to add another one, you could. You could add like 2 more if you wanted to. Whatever you want. Alright, so my Lego build is going to be 2 squares by 2 squares. Now, if you have something smaller, you could definitely use something like this. This is a bit smaller. And you can combine 2 of them together. Or you can combine 3 together. You can make whatever you want. Here's a 3rd one. Right? Put them in different colors so you'd be able to see it. So you can make your playground however you want to make it. If you want to add 3 together like this, you can add 3 together like that. If you want to add it more like an L, you can add more of an L. It is whatever you have available. Now I'm going to make mine extra big only because I'm going to be making 3 different seesaws, 2 different slides, 4 different balance beams. I'm going to make a lot of different stuff just to show you how you can make them easier, but then complex, depending on what you want to do. But also think ahead of when you put your pieces down of what you can possibly make. So for example, if we're making a base and you want to continue on your own, you don't want to find a new video, think about where you're placing stuff. So for example, this piece here makes for a really nice balance beam. So if I take a flat piece, any size, doesn't matter, small, tiny, long, it allows you to rotate that beam around pretty far. See how it goes? You can add on to that beam. It's another one, right? Just like that. But now if this is attached to your base, right, you can still rotate these anywhere you want to go. So if you're going to put this on your base, make sure it's going to be where you put your balance beams, okay, later on down the road. And that's all there is to making the base of your project. So whatever you want to do to make your base is completely up to you. And I suggest you think about how much you want to add. Maybe you want to add 4, just 5, just 6 pieces. Maybe you don't want to take a week to build this. Maybe you want to take just 20 minutes. Then make something smaller. Make something smaller. And you don't even have to have a base. You could just do little pieces of equipment all around your area that you're playing in. You don't necessarily need a base. You can move all these things around. You can move the slide. You can move the seesaw. You can move your monkey bars. They don't have to stay in one spot. But I tend to like to do one spot only because then things don't move as you're playing with your little Lego figures, you little people. But that is how you build a base. We'll see you next time.